How you going, Peanut? My name's Nev. What's going on?
Nice to meet you, Mev. Yeah, life is good. Played basketball with the mates today, so got the crazies out, and yeah, I'm ready to talk whatever you want to talk about.
Uh, of course, I want to talk about lots of things.
Yep,
So,
it's
starting
been
with,
it's
of
been too
course,
long.
it has been. That's my point. It has been way too long, my friend. Of course, 311 coming back to Australia for Good Things Festival. Man, it's going to be a wild time. You keen?
Oh, yes, bring it on. It's like decades in the making.
Yes.
No excuses, but looking forward to it. Like I'm forward to my next breath.
Excellent, man. Because, man, it's going to be a wild ride. It's been a long time. I remember I saw you at, where was it? It was on the Gold Coast. It was Warp Tour,
Yes,
97 or 8, 98. It was
98.
98. That was it, man.
Yep,
That was a good time. That was such
that
a
was a good
fun,
time. Yeah.
man. So you haven't been back since, though, which, it's been too long.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've been back. I honeymooned there a few years after that, and I modified my truck to Australian specs after I saw all the cool Land Cruisers out there, out in the bush. I was like, I gotta do it. I'll be the only one in LA that has a truck like that. It was super fun.
Then did everyone copy you?
No, not really. No, no, it seemed like trouble, which it was. So I sold it, whatever, 10 years afterwards, 12 years afterwards.
There you go, man. Well, of
Yeah.
course, the lineup for Good Things this year is awesome. We got you guys, we got Corn, we got Mastodon, Kerry King, some 41, and just heaps more, man. Who are you looking forward to catching when you're not playing?
I mean, that's one of the best things about doing what I do. And, of course, we got into it because we love it so
Mm,
much. So, getting to see bands like I've seen this year, like Baroness and, Fever 333 and Coheed and Cambria. I'm like, this is so much fun, and the year before that, I got to see Tenacious D for the first time. And it's just that's the best. I mean, and specifically for that show, I mean, the Corn show is like no other. And if you haven't seen it, you must see it. And once you've seen it once, you need to see it many, many times.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic band, man. I've seen them a few times over the years. Always, always good.
Yeah. And Mastodon is, if it's like an audio acid trip, it's
Yes.
kind of perfect. If you don't know you're in the mood for it, put it on. You're in the mood for it.
Yeah, that's it. You got to go
Yeah.
with it, man. I've said, yeah,
Yeah.
Mastodon are one of my favorite bands. So,
Yeah.
then you guys on the same. That's going to be great. And you're mates with a whole bunch of these bands as well. So I guess, you're going to catch up with a few.
Sure, sure. I mean, it's probably going to be crazy back there, but who knows? I mean, we got a little used to that doing the European run for the first time in 20 years earlier
Mm,
this year, and getting packaged into little areas with all the cool bands, and that's where I met the guys from LS Dunes, the super group that is LS Dunes,
yeah,
and just
great band.
incredible. I saw them 2 days in a row, and was just amazing. So it's just, I don't know, it's so fun to tour and be in a band because it's such an exciting time in music.
It is. And we're getting real.
Yes.
I mean, you guys have just dropped your new one today, Full Bloom.
Yes.
Man, what a great record.
Thank you for saying so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't, never know how it's going to land. I'm so in the bubble that I can't see my way out. I always want more for us. I always want to challenge ourselves
Mm.
more. And then I think about all the hard work that it took to make this, and it is what it is. We got to let the audience decide.
Well, as mentioned before, we get it earlier than everybody else. So, does that make you more nervous? Knowing that it's like, oh, the Australians are hearing it, but no one else is hearing it. It's like that edge of excitement, the
I think the Australians' point of view, not that I could generalize it in any good way, but I think you guys are going to treat us fairly. and we can just roll from there. That's how it's going to go.
Well, man, we're coming into our hotter months, of course,
Yes,
and it's got
right.
those vibes, perfect vibes for those hotter months down here. Barbecues, beers. It's the record for it, man. That's my recommendation. Someone
There you
said,
go. I love it.
but
Yeah, yeah. We excel in making people want to get outside,
mm,
hopefully, and enjoy their lives and not be mired by all the static that we're all going through.
mm.
We're trying to lighten the mood, and that and then still rock the house. So it's always a challenge.
Did you get to road test some of this on the recent tour? Did you
Just
think preview?
just the first single mostly because we did a video for it before the summer tour in the States.
Mm.
So and Nick took his shirt off, which is good for clicks. And and it was a really fun video. It was like a Fight Club kind of whatever underground boxing kind of thing,
Yeah, it was cool clip.
and the song kind of feels like it too. So uh, it that was played every night, and it went over really really well. So yeah, I think we're in a good place for knowing our audience,
Mm.
and I think that's why we're aggressively going after the international audience for the first time in 20 years. Like we've been holding our breath, waiting for the good idea to expand outside of our safety zone. So it's here and it's now, and I'm really really excited about it. I can't wait to see you guys.
Another thing is when Down dropped here, that was everywhere. That single
Yeah,
was you just it and it was amazing. It signified to me a change in the musical landscape down here because we were going from the grunge thing to I guess new metal and the skater punk scene was blowing
right.
up and you guys were had all the bases covered there. You know, both guys from different, genres were loving what you guys were doing. So that
Yeah.
a crazy time for you, walking between
Oh,
all the worlds?
yeah. I mean, we were asked to do, we were opening up for Kiss at Madison Square Garden in
Crazy.
'96, right when that was happening. It was the first time they were back in town wearing their makeup, which was just bonkers. And then, you know, playing with Michelle and Deggiocello and Lenny Kravitz at the Horde Fest, like in the same year. And then Warp Tour and the brilliance of that collective idea, and then playing with Blink 182 when they would just switch drummers,
Yeah.
and when Mighty Mighty Boss Tones were still doing shows, and just it was that was epic. There was a couple of plane flights that we did all together, which I wish we had video of because I'm sure there was some really incredible nonsense on there because that's what it felt like. It was like a controlled chaos circus vibe, and we were setting up tents every morning. We some of us had space in the RV, but I would set up a tent every time we got to the next town. We're in Byron Bay, and it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm setting up a tent, and it's like hotter than just hell by 6 in the morning, and there's nothing to drink but beer and tea. It was great. I have such fond memories for that tour. It was when things were still really really hot for
Yeah.
us, and it was our first time there, and we were with so many cool other bands. It was amazing. It's a total shame and a loss of good memories for all of us together that we hadn't been back in so long.
Yeah, I mean you definitely been on that list for bands. Yeah.
Ugh,
Like, it's like, man, there's bands that haven't toured in a while and you guys always come up. It's like, but it was one of those things like we were there, man. So when you got
yeah,
announced for good things, a bunch of my mates were like, holy shit, like tick, like it's gonna
yeah,
be amazing. It's gonna be so
totally going. Yeah, no, I think we felt that. We really did. Like when
mm,
we knew it was going to happen and we could pull it off financially and whatever timing wise is in the way. Um, it was like, oh yeah, people are gonna freak out.
Yeah.
A small amount of people are gonna freak out, and it's really exciting. We're gonna bring all that excitement with us, and we'll meet in the middle, and we're gonna have a great time.
I think you're going to be surprised, man. I think
Yeah,
you say a small amount of people. I think you're underestimating that
yeah. I
a
mean,
lot,
I
dude.
want to. I'll play it as humble as I can until I see the real deal, and
Yeah.
then Aussie, 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 Aussie.
Oi, 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 let's go. That's right. And I mean, prior to all that, though, you guys were working your asses off and supporting your own tours financially, laying all the groundwork. No internet at the time, really, like it is now. And
Sure.
I heard a story like your RV caught fire and you just kept going.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
borrowed people's gear. You don't hear of that.
yeah. It's a great story. It'll be a great way to start the movie if and when the biopic. Start with the RV fire. Because yeah, we had to cancel that show, and then we played the next day on rented gear, and then the next day after that, we were in a rental car driving our asses home because there were no more shows. Yeah, in
It's
a
crazy.
tiny little car. And we got pulled. That's when we got pulled over. There's a lyric in a song called "Offbeat Bare Ass" on the second album, Grassroots,
Mm.
where we're talking about getting pulled over, and we had been smoking herb in the car, and Nick was like, "No, of course you can't search the car. You have no reason to search the car. We don't have guns or anything. So, please let us go." And it worked out.
Yeah.
Dodging
Sometimes it
bullets.
doesn't. No, no, that's right. That's definitely touching bullets like Matrix shit. But
Ah,
you guys just did a massive tour with AWOL Nation and Neon Trees, and I saw videos of the meet and greets, and you've got generations of fans, man. Like, that come to the show. How do you feel that your music connects with people in that way now?
what's happened is the parents have played it for the kids, and or the kids are sharing it like they used to, like we used to. It's like I think the most legitimate way to win over a fan is when your mate tells you
Mm,
about it, or your lover, or whatever, like some kind of direct boots on the ground, like you find yourself at a show and you're blown away by a band you never heard of, that kind of thing. Like, I think that's really happening. I think kids are looking for something different. The 90s has come fully around,
yeah.
and that's a really good thing. I hear a lot of DIY. I hear a lot of punk rock. I hear a lot of hardcore. I hear a lot of kids making incredible decisions. I mean, I think of Turnstile as a bright spot for music just in general. Like, what they're doing with their muscle that they have
Mm.
right now is just incredible. I can't think of a band that I want the best to happen for besides them, and then it's just, it's fun to trade music and know that there is good stuff happening. And something was happening this summer in America. There was a younger audience, that younger than we've seen in 10 or so years.
Mm.
And I was like, to Neon Trees and AWOL Nation, I was like, man, you guys are bringing the kids out. Like, thanks so much. And they're like, yeah, that's hilarious because they're wearing 311 shirts. And I'm like, oh
See?
shit. I'm like, you're totally right. It's like, but it was a great combination of bands and really good vibes. And, I watched Neon Trees 26 times in a row, and I would have watched AWOL Nation more, but that's when I do my warm up.
Yeah.
So it was a great summer, and I think we're all really re-energized to just share, whatever kind of aggressive, positive outlet we're
Mm.
kind of looking for. And there's nothing better than live music
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're
ever.
seeing it down
I,
here too, man. Like the hardcore scene's really strong. There's kids are getting back into playing guitars and stuff. They're going to shows like good things.
yeah,
I see it every year. Like it's more families. It's everything. It's something is happening. And we're watching it from you're playing that what Sick New World next year
yeah,
as
yeah, in
well.
Vegas, right?
Man,
Yep.
that's going to be awesome for you guys too, because I mean,
Oh my
you've
gosh.
seen all those bands.
And all the logos of all the yeah, all those bands, that's nuts. We changed management a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
these are things that haven't been happening for us and now are. And it feels really, really good to be making these kind of moves and to know that the festival nerds who make these magic things happen are paying attention to who we are and
Mm.
who we've been and where we're going and everything. It's really cool. It's another shot in the arm of like, hell yeah, we're gonna keep doing this, and hell yeah, we need to go to we need to go everywhere. That's what it feels like in the camp, and it feels great.
Man, it's going to be unreal. And after this, obviously, new albums dropped, good things coming up. What's 2025, which is just around the corner? What's that look like for you?
Yeah, I think it's more of the same. It'll be supporting the album in that classic way. Hopefully more videos and lots more travel. I feel kind of like a writing wave coming
Mm.
on, and I think we do our best work when we are continuously writing. And the other guys write way more than me, so I'm really more talking about myself. But I think you can, I'm expelling the positivity and just the love of where we're at, and I'm really trying to use it as motivation to get upstairs, like literally upstairs, and write more stuff, because I don't know, there's so much to say, and I feel so good about it, so it's a great place to be.
Unreal, man. It's exciting times, and I can't wait to see you. Bring it on. We're
Yeah,
like
same
we're
same.
about a month away. You got to get on that plane, and I will see you in Brisbane, my friend. It's going to be sick.
Great, can't wait.
Thanks, man.
we'll
All right.
we'll crack a beer.
Absolutely. We'll have some for you, and the links down here in the show notes and the website. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon.
Rock on.